Good morning.
Good morning. Are we live again?
Well, you now give people a real chance to actually sign in. We'll wait
So
until...
Phill, they have the little icons below where you can do goofy stuff. And
Well, I thought I knew how to cancel it. I knew,
You did.
obviously figured out a real good way to turn it on, but I didn't know how to turn it off. So we ended up stopping, and then, of course, instead of Jan hitting delete, I said, okay, just hit delete. So what does she do? She hits share.
So you'll see if you want to look on Facebook.
So now if all the people that are coming on now going, what in the heck are they talking about?
Okay.
You'll
So
be able to
there's
see
this
the
little
other one.
mini video of Phill had. Anyway.
Good morning.
Welcome to Sunday. Welcome to my life with Phill Lynch.
Hey, we have a Chinook that blew in, so we are losing snow at a super fast rate.
Yay.
We are so thrilled. I mean, like, just since this morning, it's like, ooh, disappearing very quickly. It's nice.
Yay. Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be like 48 today. And
Oh, so somebody saw it. Rochelle, you saw it, Rochelle. Funny.
Thanks, Rochelle.
Life is just interesting.
Well, it has to be. It has to be.
Interesting is an interesting way of describing that.
Like an old Chinese curse.
May your life be interesting.
May your life be interesting. May you live in interesting times.
May you live in interesting.
That's what it was.
Or may you live an interesting life.
Sure,
Something like
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Okay. All right.
Whether
Hi,
you're
Janice.
interested
Hi,
or
Jan.
not.
Hi, Joe.
There you go.
All right. T-shirts and sweatshirts. And the officer said, "You drinking?" I said, "You buying?" We just laughed and laughed. I need bail money. T-shirts that you might not want to get, but
Yeah.
another
Who
wine
has time
bottle.
to read that when you're walking by? You're going to have somebody just stop
I
and
know,
let me read
yeah.
your t-shirt. Although I've done that.
Another wine bottle with no genie at the bottom. I'll keep looking. Being an adult is the dumbest thing I ever did. Yeah.
You're an adult?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Okay.
Scientists say the universe is made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. They forgot to mention morons. Yep. It's true.
Is it?
And
Is
to
it
go
now?
right along with our patron saints, George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
And John said,
What did John say?
well, John said, I know you've probably heard this before.
Yeah.
I know you say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
That's true.
I hope someday you will join us and the world will live as one.
That's a beautiful dream.
It is a beautiful dream. And George, atheism is a non-profit organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Hi, Marianne.
Hello. Oh, Marianne, how are you? I thought it was. Yeah, never mind.
Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
I wonder if Mary Lou is going to join us from Alaska. She's in Alaska.
Okay. Did that one?
Did you?
Yeah. Eating celery actually burns calories. The calories are burned in the digestive process, not by chewing. I know you could have probably lived all day without knowing that one.
No, that's really important. I needed to know that.
Oh, there we go. Opportunity is sometimes hard to recognize if you're only looking for the lucky break.
Oh.
Yeah. Chance is always powerful. Let your hook be always cast in the pool where you least expect it. There will be the fish. Pluvius Ovidus Naso, 43 BC. Smart dude. Few
Big
things.
into fishing.
Yep. Few things help an individual more than to place responsibility upon him and to let him know that you trust him. Booker T. Washington. He that leaveth nothing to chance will do few things ill, but he will do very few things.
Yeah, that's one thing
agree.
about you and I. We risk a lot.
We do. I had one thing. I was at my, I forget now, I think it was my 10th high school reunion. Saw somebody hadn't seen, was happy to see him. He'd gone back to farming, or gone into the family farming business and gone out on his own. And was doing quite well. He was a millionaire 10 years after high school. And I said, wow. Rather than doing the stupid thing I used to even then hate people say is, oh, just must be nice, which is dumb. But I said, wow, how'd you do that? And he goes, well, you know, Phill, if you risked everything you own every single year, you'll make it. And that stuck with me my whole life. So I never really kind of gave up. Just always kind of forged ahead, no matter what.
Risk is a 4-letter word.
Risk is a 4-letter word.
But it's a really important word.
It is. It is. So.
Because really we don't feel like we're at risk, or if we're feeling we're at risk, it's just because we haven't done it before. It's unfamiliar.
A cheerful heart and a smiling face pour sunshine in the darkest place.
Oh, I love that.
A touch of love makes all things well again. Hey,
That's
Leslie.
true.
If you have one true friend, you have more than your fair share. I like it. And the more the merrier. The fewer, the better fare. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have no real long jokes today, just little short ones.
Little bits and pieces.
Little bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. Now
This
that
is
song is going to be in my head all day.
Bits and pieces, bits and pieces. I love that song. These are little kids.
I miss music at church. Don't you miss music?
I miss the music too. When we get back, we figured out how we're going. We're figuring out how we can continue the Facebook that we're doing,
And still do music.
and still do music, and still do regular church. And so so it's going to look a little bit different than it used to. But
But we'll figure it out. We'll
figure
get it
out.
there.
Yeah. Is it better to
I
be
hope
single
so.
or married? Little kids. Anita, age 9. Well, it's better for girls to be single, but not for boys. Boys need someone to clean up after them.
There are times.
Yep. And beer by 7-year-olds. My dad gets funny on beer. He is funny. He all. I need to cross that one out. Sorry, I can't.
Oh. Oops.
I was going to do it before and start reading it anyway. Sorry. My dad loves
If you
beer.
want a copy of whatever he was doing, call him and he'll tell you over the phone.
No, probably won't.
Probably won't even do that.
Probably not. My dad loves beer. The more he drinks, the better he dances. One time he danced right into the pool. I don't like beer very much. This is Ethan. Every time Dad drinks it, he burns the sausages on the barbecue and they taste disgusting.
So don't
don't
drink in Barbie.
don't Barbie and drink. So yeah.
Don't do the Q.
Hi Marilyn.
Barbecue-y.
Barbecue. Okay, I guess I'm done.
Are
Is there
you?
anything I was supposed to contribute more than I just contributed? Did?
Well, we were going to talk about little things today, and you did a little thing this week that made a big difference.
I did?
Yes.
What was that?
Changing the light bulb and the
Oh.
stove over the stove. And what was really fun was that, well, it wasn't really fun. We have a microwave that goes over the stove, and then there's a light at the bottom of that shines down on the top. And it's always been really dim and kind of yellowy, and I just have never really liked it, but it's better than no light at all. So this burned out again, and we haven't had the microwave that long. So Phill went to the store, got a different light bulb. This time he got
It was an LED.
LED light. And so when he changed it this time, after much swearing and difficulty getting the panel off,
Wasn't easy.
you had to go through all
Had
kinds
to
of
break
stuff.
the bulb
and
to get it out.
Yeah, it was just awful.
Then break the fixture. Yeah, it was.
it wasn't designed really well for that. But anyway, he fixed it. Put this new light in, and it has less lumens, but brighter light. It's just the craziest thing ever.
It's a little slightly brighter.
And-
Whiter. Excuse me.
Whiter, and it gets all the way across the entire cooktop instead of just over one burner that I don't. You know, you have a favorite burner, don't you? Don't you have a favorite burner? Everybody has a favorite burner, right? Well, you don't cook, so you can't discuss this. But I had a favorite burner and the light just never really got into it. It was always, anyway. So this new little light made a big difference in our lives. And I think...
Hence the service today.
Hence the service today, because there's lots of little things that we can do that will change the world we live in, change us, and in turn change bigger things.
Yeah, we always look to change our lives by making these huge changes with what we're doing, or make these huge pronouncements, and or with the family make this big, huge pronouncement. And you know what?
Or big affirmations that
or big affirmations.
Yeah, that are
almost doomed to failure. Almost doomed, all of them, because they're too big. They're too big.
Right, and doesn't mean we can't do big things.
Right.
But we do big things one little tiny step at a time. So it's being mindful of those little things, because one little shift can change our trajectory in a whole different direction. So we're going to look at some of the little things that can make a really big difference.
You know, it's like an ocean liner, you know, or a big, huge ship at sea, and you've got something that you're on a direct course to hit, like, 2 miles away. It's like, well, I guess we could wait until we're right next to it, try to make this huge turn, and guess what? You're going to run into it anyway. Or we can make just this tiny little correction 2 miles out, and maybe another tiny little correction a little bit further on, and then we just slowly go and we move around. So it's the small things.
It's the little things that make a big difference. A little change can make a big difference. Segue into what we want to chat about today. Before we get started in all of that, because to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure how it's all going to fit together, because I have a little of this I want to tell you about, a little bit of that I want to tell you about, and something else over here I want to tell you about. But anyway, so I'm not sure how it's all going to fit. So I'll just start talking and we'll see how it manifests itself. In the meantime, I'd like to start with a prayer. And this is the prayer that I found myself praying this morning as I was in bed getting ready to get up and face the day. So I want to share it with you. Oh, I need my glasses. Excuse me. Loving Spirit of light, thank you for the gift of life. Enlighten my mind so that I may know you. Inspire my heart so that I may know love. Awaken my intent so that I may choose wisely. And bless my journey so that I may walk a sacred path with love, light, and laughter. In the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen. And that's my prayer. I really pray that each day is a new awakening. Because it's so easy to fall asleep in our own world, isn't it? Fall asleep in our path, we get on autopilot. And sometimes our autopilot is stuck on stupid. Sorry, but it is. And sometimes our autopilot has been created out of distress rather than clear choice. You know, we do the same thing over and over and over again, not because it's our choice to do that, because we're habituated into doing that. And let's look at that a little bit today. I want to talk to you a little bit about some habituated patterns of how we think about ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. So the first thing I want you to notice the back of your head. Neither side of your head, right back here, is your occipital lobes, the base of your skull. And just touch that. Are they sore? If they're sore, this could be symbolically storing energy of stuck mindset. Habituated patterns of mindset, of self-judgment that we might be ready to let go of. Anybody got the soreness back there? It's easy to have. I'm usually just raw back here. It's usually just horrible. I'm fine because I've been working on stuff for myself. So I'm not as bad as I have been in the past or can be upon occasion. What happens is we have these crystalline structures back there, and they look like this. Isn't that pretty? So they look like that, and they fit back here in the back of your skull. Of course, they're ethereal and they don't have physical form, but we can perceive them. And what happens is when we carry judgments about ourselves, those get clogged. And because there's two of them, one on either side, they're usually in a harmonic with one another. One of my favorite ones, or one that I refer to a lot, and I give them silly names because if I give them silly names, it's easier for me to let them go or shift them. If I lock into and give them too much power, then they tend to stay stuck, and stuck is not fun. It hurts more ways than one. It hurts us physically because this area gets sore, and it hurts us emotionally because we aren't able to make those little changes. We can't change. We're stuck. And even a little change is impossible as long as we're stuck. And getting stuck in how we talk to ourselves in a negative way. So for me, I have two balancing patterns. Well, I used to have. I don't tend to use them anymore. I've got two new patterns that I'm trying to formulate words around. So maybe I'll take a look at that with you here in a minute, because I want you to formulate your own word patterns here too. Because then we can change them. And then once we get those changes made, then we can make the little shift that we want to make that will make our world better. So for now, how do you think about yourself? In the past, I was always a chatty Cathy. Talk, couldn't stand quiet. Or I would shift to the other side of the spectrum and be Silent Sam. Couldn't talk. Couldn't express myself at all. Neither one of those fit very well for me. Neither one of those served my spiritual path. So we take these out, we recognize them, take them out, and you look at them, and you go, those aren't going to fit for me anymore. And you give them to God. Give them to Spirit. Give them to higher power. Give them to Jesus. Whatever works for you. Whatever that visual might be. So, even in this moment, right now, call to you a spirit being that will assist you in this. Either call Jesus, or call a spirit guide, or call an angel, or call a being of light. And have them ready. And now take this soreness, just pull the soreness out of there, and look at it. What is this? What am I judging myself about? Are you being frantic? Are you being worried? Or are you shut down, closed off? Often they're one and the same. Often they're balancing one another out, like the chatty Cathy and the Silent Sam. They're opposite sides of the same coin of not being honorable or not being safe in my own words, not letting my words speak my truth, not being in my truth. So when we clear these, then we'll have a new way of looking at things, and we'll get to that in a minute. But for now, look at this. So for me, I'm really struggling with this COVID thing. I really am. I miss people. I miss church. I miss hugs. So I'm feeling a little downhearted. So let's give this let's call this a silly name. So how about downhearted Delilah? Okay? And I apologize if I use a name that's your name. I don't mean to be offensive to you, but I'm trying to use a name so that it's not about me. I can separate myself. This is not a Janice thing. This is something I have taken on, and it isn't me. It isn't who I am. So that's why I'm giving it a separate name. So, what did I say? Discouraged, let's say discouraged Delilah. And then on this hand, I'm really excited about stuff, and there's things I want to do, but I gotta stay safe. And so there's a part of me that's really restricted. So restricted Rita, delusioned, or disappointed, or discouraged Delilah, and restricted Rita. I'm going to give those up. I don't have to be that way. So now I'm going to be asking that spirit being to give me new bright crystalline structures This all clean and bright and sparkly. See how sparkly that is? Isn't that pretty? So what is that? And so instead of being discouraged, I can be delighted. She who delights in the moment. I can take that on because that's the truth of who I am. That's true. When I choose that, I can take that on. And the resistant Rita is gone. So instead of resistant, I could be something that moves forward, or something that she who takes the next step. So how about forward-moving Molly, let's just say. And I can take those on. And as I adjust those, call it a name, something that you think you could work for you, and then put these back. And then just kind of squish them in a little bit, maybe give them a little tweak. And then tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're linked to your discernment center, so tap them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that opens us up. So take out, give to Spirit, get some new things in place, and replace those for yourself right here, right now. Do it. And if you can't think of good names for them, just let them go and ask for new, and you'll figure it out later. It'll come to you, okay? If you can find names for that, that's wonderful. Just knowing that you're clearing out stuff that isn't serving you anymore, judgments we have on ourselves, stuckness that we stick ourselves into. We can let that go. Now we can perceive the little shifts that are here, because it's the little shifts that make a big difference. There was a quote I read this week. I thought this was, I love it when I put myself out there for stuff and then stuff just shows up. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. That was by Jimmy Johnson. I don't know who Jimmy Johnson is, but that was profound. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. It's a little something. Not a huge thing, not a big shift, just a little shift. And that little shift is huge. The Good Book talks about 1 Corinthians 5:6. Do you not know that a little leaven leavens the whole dough, or the whole lump? So have you ever made bread? You know how bread's made? You put all the ingredients together, you got all these other ingredients that make a big loaf, big batch of stuff. So there's a ton of flour, all that stuff. And the yeast that you put in is really just a little bit. But that yeast makes a big difference in the bread. Makes it light, makes it fluffy. And it's a delicious thing. Have you ever smelled homemade bread cooking? Oh man, yummy. And it's that little bit of leaven that makes this huge difference. That little activity, that little spark that changes everything. And you have that spark within you, because guess what? You came to change the world. And you do that by those little changes within. I want to chat with you just a minute about one of the things that changes our world faster than anything, and that's gratitude. It's a little thing that makes a huge difference. Now remember, we've been talking about the superpowers, and we had this superpower lotto card that we gave away at a drive-by. I'm not making any sense, I'm sorry. Bleh, my mouth is not working. We'll have to do this again because there's still some of these left, and it's a powerful tool. It's a really powerful tool. I want to read to you just about gratitude for a while, for just a moment. All the aspects of gratitude, because with each superpower, there's a super energy that goes with it. So I'm going to read you the superpower of gratitude and the energy that goes with gratitude, because it's amazing. It's a little thing making a big difference. So gratitude, I've defined gratitude as an experience gratitude and the world opens up, bringing you more blessings. Gratitude helps you get out of the autopilot and cycles of worry. Beware of begrudging attitude. Instead, find the truth of your blessings and be glad for them. It's a gratitude. Have a gratitude attitude. And gratitude, when you couple that with noticing your abundance, here's what it says. Gratitude brings abundance. Be glad and be ready. More good comes your way. Gratitude builds on itself with love, that compassionate caring, that unbridled gentleness with oneself and others. Show gratitude to ones you love. Bless and be blessed. Peace. Peace is this beautiful energy that we can acquire. A grateful heart is untroubled by circumstances. Isn't that the truth? However, I'm a bit troubled by the heater I've turned on over here, so I'm going to turn it off. Getting a little warm. Hope and grace. New beginnings emerge from present gratitudes. The next step appears. When we get in that state of gratitude, the next step, our awakening process allows us to see what little thing is next for us to do. Yes, the little things add up and make for big changes down the road, but it's the little things right here, right now, that make a huge difference. And it starts with gratitude. Power. We can access power greater than ourselves that helps us in ways that we can't even imagine. Stop and notice. Power comes when we stop and notice. Your attention to gratitude guides great power into any situation. Any situation. And the key thing here is, the wonderful thing here is, the beautiful thing here is, one little gratitude about anything changes any situation. Why does that happen? Because it changes us. When my heart is in a state of gratitude, I can access power greater than myself more easily than when I'm worried or stressed or fretting about things. Power is at my control, at my access through gratitude. Don't we need power in our own lives right now? We certainly do. And the last is joy. Not last, but certainly not least, is joy. A wellspring of joy flows from gratitude. Tap into this wellspring and let joy flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. And from this wellspring of joy, then the next step is a joyful step. Empowered, because we've tapped into the power that's here. Filled with hope and grace. Hope is that positive anticipation. Grace is that divine blessing, that divine intervention. Coupled with peace. We just feel good about it. We don't have to fret. We don't have to stress. We don't have to struggle. We're free. Love. We can take it on with this open-heartedness, the tender open-heartedness we've talked about before. And that leads us to abundance. Isn't that what we're looking for, is abundance in our world? Abundance in all things. Abundance of awareness. Abundance of prosperity in our lives. And we can find those opportunities because we're not locked down by the negative thinking that holds us back. So I've told you the story a million times before. Here it is again. They did a study on gratitude. And they talked about people about their gratitude in this study. And then as people were leaving the building, they planted a $20 bill on the ground. The people that had gratitude and talked about gratitude could see the $20 bill and picked it up. And the ones that were discouraged and distressed walked right over it. Never saw it. They were stunned. That wasn't really the point of the research. They just kind of threw it in there as an afterthought. There's Lila. Hi, Lila. Are you an afterthought? Silly girl. So gratitude is this key energy that helps us move forward. So as we're changing these crystalline structures out and giving away what we don't utilize, what's not serving us, we can receive with gratitude new perceptions of who we are and where we're at. Instead of the one who worries, you could be the one who trusts. Instead of being the one who is fearful, you could be the one who allows. Instead of being the one who is angry, you could be the one who is empowered. Because all of those things are responses to the judgments we have about ourselves and our circumstances. And gratitude unlocks that. So when we're doing that, then we can break free. Do you remember, excuse me, how am I doing on time? Better wrap it up. So do you remember, some time ago, I did a message at church, well, it had to be at least a year ago, where we did an and then process. So I'm looking, Beth brought that up again, and we've been talking about this and then process. I did a little video some time ago for another group about the and then. And Beth posted that in another group, and they really got a lot out of it. So I want to revisit that with you again. I may be doing a little free ebook on and then here before long to give you some written guidance. But for now, this and then is one of those little things. 2 little words, and then. That's all, 2 little words. But here's what the and then will do for you. The and then will take you out of stuckness and into a more empowered state of being. So notice where you are. Now that you've got these discernment circuits activated and awakened with this new energy, this bright, clear energy, this unstuck energy, and now that you have activated some gratitude in your life about anything, everything, and wonderful things, and even things that maybe you don't know your way through yet, it's okay. You don't have to know. You're here, suited up, showing up. That's your part, and that's enough. The way will find itself to you. I hope that makes sense. So notice where your stuck feel is, if there's still a stuck feel. She felt sad. She felt discouraged. Let's use discouraged for me, okay? And we want to say that as if it doesn't belong to me. Instead of I am discouraged, those I am statements are so powerful. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm a failure. I'm no good. I'm not good enough. All those I am statements that we say to ourselves are deadly because they're not positive statements. And that's what clogs these things back here. And then we can't perceive the good things that are unfolding right before us. They can't. They can't be perceived. They're like invisible to us. So we're going to change that. We want to honor it and acknowledge it. Because it's going, oh, la la, everything's just fine. Everything's wonderful. I'm fine. No, because then our BS and meter pegs. You know, I'm not fine. I don't feel fine. I don't like it. I don't like not having hugs from my friends. I don't like no music at church. I don't like it, as my grandson would say when he was little. So I put it as an external thing, taking it out of present tense within me and setting it out here, and then I can work with it. So she felt discouraged. No right or wrong, good or bad, just is. I don't have to resent that. I don't have to hate that. I don't have to have a negative connotation of that. That's just is. So, and then we look at that with the expanded awareness, the eyes of light, the heart of inspiration. We look at that with a different perspective. So instead of, she shouldn't feel discouraged because she's got all this good stuff going for her, she should be grateful. Well, you know, that's a guilt trip. then I don't know about you, but that doesn't make me feel any better at all, right? So look at it with the expanded awareness. Okay, she felt discouraged. And then I can take a look at that in a new way. Okay, so what's really going on here? What's the truth of that? The truth is that I'm being cocooned, or I'm being given an opportunity without a lot of distraction to discover new things about myself, to discover new things, new tools, new techniques. So, and then she noticed her time spent wisely. Or then she noticed an opportunity to spend her time differently. Maybe I don't like it, but I could use it differently. So she was discouraged, and then she noticed time that she could use differently. So then she did. So then she discovered new things. So then she opened up even more to new things. Doesn't that feel beautiful? And then you shift it to the I am. I was discouraged. And then I noticed I could use my time differently. And then I discovered new things to share. How beautiful is that? 2 little words shifts our perspective. So wherever you are, look at it with a new perspective. And let these 2 little words shift things for you. And then your world opens up. And then you can access the power that we talk about. And then you can access joy that's there. And then you have access to the hope and the grace, the positive anticipation and divine assistance. And then you have access to love and compassion. And then we have access to abundance in a great way. I hope that blessed you. I think might be doing an and then workshop down the road. I think that would be really appropriate for us. Yesterday I did a workshop on being an empath, and I think that went really well. I might want to redo that one, so I might do that one again. We'll see. Anyway, Mr. Phill, if you join me up front, we'll do communion. And then we did communion. It's fun how the and then just breaks that cycle. Breaks us free. And then Phill arrived. He's actually wearing real clothes today, not sweats.
As opposed to fake clothes?
Fake clothes, yes. Excuse me. Communion.
So what do fake clothes look like?
Well,
Never mind.
they look like
We should
sweats.
Oh,
And then we did communion. Excuse me.
Hi, Colleen.
So this is symbolic of the life that Jesus lived, the ascension path that he carved for us. It's kind of like the when we had all this snow, Phill dug these tunnels around the backyard for the dog. And he dug a tunnel to get to the pathway to get to the area to feed the birds and did that for them. But there was this area that was clean and then these big piles of snow on either side. I think that's the straight and narrow that the good book talks about. Not the straight and narrow if you fall off, you're going straight to hell, like I was taught as a kid. I think it's just a path has been carved for us. Been already shoveled for us. And we can just walk that. We can go trudging through the snow if we want to.
Oh, heck, we do a great job of that.
Yes. But we could just walk this path that's open for us, everything we need, and is on the direction guiding us right where we need to go. And Jesus shoveled the way for us.
He was a dude.
He was a dude.
The dude. He was the dude.
The dude. So, join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, we are grateful for the pathway that's been shoveled for us. Help us to walk that path with faith and with joy and with gratitude. Awaken us to higher levels of understanding and an expanded awareness. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus.
The main
Amen.
dude.
The main dude. Amen.
I'm probably going to hell for that, but that's okay. I'll have good company.
Honey, if you go to hell, it'll be for a lot worse than that.
Okay. I think.
I think. Sorry. There we are being sacrilegious, but we're not sanctimonious, I hope. Did you splash on yourself?
I did. Go ahead. Go.
Prayer. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life and drink it in with joy. Bring us the next step into our awareness. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
De-stain yourself.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Blot. Just go blot yourself.
Okay.
Somebody just typed, the dude abides. Yep, that's for sure. I want to take you on a guided meditation today. Oh, Beth is probably doing the contribution thing. Thank you for helping with that. I heard that somebody got their contribution check returned to them because I think the postman couldn't get to the mailbox. So if you want to resend that stuff, if you had got your sent back, we apologize. It's been 14 plus inches here, so.
Thank Beth and talk about contributions.
I did. I'm doing that now. And so thank you, Beth. We have a lot of gratitude for you for that. So where I want to take you today in the guided meditation, we're going to go to a circle of pillars of light, crystalline pillars of light. So I want to show you some crystal pillars that I've collected over the years. This is selenite. Isn't it pretty? Selenite. Because when we go to this circle of pillars of light, crystalline pillars of light, there are going to be all these pillars of crystalline structures around you, and they could be all different kinds. So that was selenite. This is smoky quartz. Isn't that pretty? One of my favorites. Amethyst. This one is Chinese fluorite. And that one pretty. See all the rainbows in that one? And then I have a couple of bigger ones like this. So whether they're the same color of crystal, same quality of crystal, or they're all different kinds of crystals, just be aware that this energy is here for you. Where we're going is deep, sacred, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. So I hope you're ready for this. Let's start by taking a deep breath in and exhale. And I want you to be aware of your bottom, that which is sitting in your chair. And notice that you're connected to the chair or your couch or your lounge, whatever. Notice that you're grounded. Your gravity is holding you down. Gravity has got you stuck here. You can get up and move if you like. You have the freedom of that. But noticing where you are choosing to plant yourself is important. This is your structure. This is your grounding. You put yourself here. And if it's comfortable, that's a wonderful thing. If it's not comfortable, you can choose to move. But noticing where your body is connected through gravity to this earth grants you access to this earth energy of structure, of strength. Now all these crystalline forms I show you, they have structure, they have strength. And we're going to look at that structure and that strength today. We're going to access that. And to do that, we want to get anchored and structured into this physical form. Because if you want to go higher spiritually, get more grounded. Because if you're just airy-fairy, la 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 la, you're not going to get as high spiritually as if you're grounded in this present plane of existence. We came to change the world. And you can't do that when we're just airy-fairy, everything's lovely, everything's wonderful, and we're not attached to this physical plane. So, and acknowledge this physical connection. Acknowledge that gravity is holding you here. This is a part of our journey. And this gravity that's holding us here is giving us support and structure. Now, with that same awareness now, take your awareness to the top of your head and the connection to divine source. Whatever name you give that, doesn't matter. It's the same divine source. Maybe I call it something different than what you call it. Doesn't matter. That knows who we're talking to. Phill calls me Janny. The Janny. Calls me Jan. Calls me honey. I know who he's talking to. My son doesn't use that term. Calls me mom. My friends call me Janice. Or Miss Janice. I get that a lot. I know they're talking to me. There's no doubt they're talking to me. They're using different names. So whatever name you want to give that, don't get all spun up about that. Just make that connection. Because there's this presence of love that delights in you, that adores you, that wants to help you on your journey here on this planet. It's like you have been planted here for a reason. Not for suffering, not for angst, not for efforting, but to shift the world, to change the world, to be light in physical form. With that awareness, let that living light of love touch your mind, touch your discernment centers, activating this clear energy circuit in your eyes so that you can perceive goodness and blessings that are unfolding even now as we speak. So instead of missing the $20 bill that was laying on the ground, you'll see it, you'll notice it, you'll be aware of it, of every opportunity opening for your soul to be who it really is, for you to step into your sacred destiny. Now let that living light of love touch your ears, your mouth, and your throat. This is your truth circuit, so that you can find your truth and live your truth. It doesn't have to be anybody else's truth. You don't have to convince anybody that their truth should be the same as yours. But you get to walk and speak your truth with gentleness, with grace, with peace, with love, with joy, with encouragement. Now let that living light of love flow into your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands. Your hands will get all tingly and maybe feel big. Your energy hands. This is what we use to do healings with. We can heal ourselves with this energy field that we're creating just by allowing ourselves to notice and be aware of divine connection. Letting that living light of love touch your heart. And with your heart, touching your intent that guides your mind into making choices. It guides your mouth in speaking your truth. It guides your eyes in perceiving love and light and laughter and joy. And let this living light of love flow through the rest of your body, touching every organ, every system, every tissue, every cell, even down into the cells, down into the DNA, awakening and activating healing energy for us. Down into your legs, down into your calves, down into your feet. And now, opening the portals at the bottoms of your feet, send that energy into this earth. This living light of love, anchor it into this earth. It's beautiful to be a conduit of this light. And now gently, gently, gently close those portals. We're still connected to the earth through our backside. We're still connected to divine source. And more living light of love is pouring in, filling not only our physical form, but the energy field around us. And now let's take a little walk in our imagination. I'd like you to find your way to an open space. Perhaps this open space is in a field or a meadow, or perhaps this open space is an open parking lot. Perhaps it's on an island in the ocean. Wherever you find yourself, know that this open space is not empty. It's open but not empty. And now ask to be gifted with the circle of pillars of crystalline light. And you will see descending from the ethereal realms these pillars of crystalline form that are lit. And they take station all the way around you. And you're standing in the circle of all of this energy. And you feel that energy. Allow that energy to absorb into your being. It'll first absorb into your energy field, then it'll absorb into your ethereal form, and then it absorbs into your physical form. It's translated into your physical form. So notice what kind of crystals you have. They may have spiritual significance for you. And notice the energy that they're emitting. Perhaps it sounds like a tone. Perhaps it feels like a vibration that is soundless, but you can feel it nonetheless. Perhaps it feels warm, comforting. Perhaps it feels cool and open. Whatever you're feeling is what is right for you in this moment. And these crystalline structures have a message for you. I'd like you to choose one crystalline structure for today. You can come back to this guided meditation and do this same process with other crystalline structures if you'd like. But for today, choose one crystalline structure and move directly in front of that one. You may wish to touch it or not. You may wish to hug it or not. You may wish to put your back against it or not. Whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're led to do in your mind's eye, do that with your ethereal form. Maybe you just want to touch your forehead there. Maybe you just want to open up and be the recipient of this energy. Allow this energy to bathe you in its living light of love. It's from Divine Source. And it's here to bless you. It's here to help you shift out of judgment of oneself. Help us to shift out of distress. And help us to shift out of those things that we don't like about ourselves. And help us to shift into perceiving ourselves from this higher perspective of divine sacred awareness. And as this energy bathes you, you find it's really hard to perceive yourself as anything other than love. It's hard to perceive yourself as anything other than love because this is resonating with that love that you are and amplifying it. And now look at the base of this crystalline structure. And there's a symbolic object there. And this object here is a clue to your next step, a clue to clearer perceptions. Notice it, pick it up, receive it with gratitude. Remember, gratitude is this beautiful superpower key that opens all the doors in our world. So receiving that with gratitude, you can either notice it and leave it here. You can notice it, bring it into that ethereal body that's present in this space, whichever you choose to do. And now go back to the center of your circle of crystalline light pillars and feel all of the energies that they're giving you. We picked one today to focus on and to be the recipient of, but they all have this beautiful energy, unique energy, different energy to share with you. And because of this deep gratitude you have now for this new perception of oneself, a new perception of the world that you're existing in, and a new dedication to being the light and the love that you are. You have deep gratitude for that. And you'd like to leave a gift here that's symbolic of that. Maybe it's a word or a thought or a feeling or some symbolic object. Leave that here. Leave it now. Even if you don't understand the symbolism, just leave it. And now these crystalline structures are going to float back up to the ethereal realms. You feel energized and charged up and vibrating at this higher level of awareness. And bring that energy back into your physical form. And as you bring that back into this physical form, let's lock it in. Let's lock it in with 3 deep breaths in and the exhales. Deep breath in and exhale. And just lock that in. One more deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. And then you're now vibrating at this higher level of awareness. And then the world really opens up for us, does it not? I hope that has blessed you. I hope that meditation and the symbolic representations allowed you to perceive the truth of who you really are and see yourself from the eyes of light, the eyes of love. So if you have any questions, send them in. Mr. Phill will you can read them back to me. So I don't see any comments just yet, but if you have a question, please give us a jingle. Let us know. Mr. Phill. Oh, he forgot to bring the phone into the other room. See, that gives you time to laugh, time to be joyful. There you are. Hello. It doesn't look like we have any questions or comments about...
Well, let me look. Hold on.
So, any questions about your symbolic object you receive? Usually there's a ton of those.
I see the one that we posted for just a few seconds.
Okay.
I can't even get it right now for some reason.
Oh, I see one.
The only thing that's showing is the old one. That's silly.
Oh, okay. Wait, I first had... Okay. I can't read it fast enough. So can you... Come in here, Phill. Maybe you can read them in here. I don't know if I can scroll back or not.
Wait. Oh, here we go. I got it. Hold on. Give me a minute.
We've never done this before, people.
Well, no, we just had problems, that's all.
We are problems, I think. Yes?
Please, hold on. I'm getting it. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm almost got it. I've got it.
Okay.
Michelle, first had a circle of iridescent pillars that was surrounded by coral red pillars.
Ooh, cool.
And then she received a violin and left.
Let me see if I can get it from here. See more.
Received and left a photo of a summer cottage.
Okay, so the coral pillars, coral is all about community. So this is about being, because they build on one another. So this is building up, being built up by your community, allowing your community to connect with you and support you. And you received a violin. Okay, so this is about your soul song, being able to sing or express your soul song in a unique way, in a melodious way that others can hear. So allow your community to build you up. That strengthens your soul song. And then leaving a photo of a summer cottage. So this is where when you do express your soul song, people feel safe. They feel relaxed. They feel comfortable. A summer cottage is where we go to relax and to be at peace. So that's the gift that you give others, is this sense of peace, the sense of safety, the sense of ease. So keep on keeping on and letting the community build you, and in turn you build your community by you being true to your soul song. I love it. Thanks, Rochelle. Anything else, Mr. Phill?
Yeah, quite a few actually. Kathy had, her pillars were clear quartz, and she started crying when they came down.
This is beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And this is reminding you of how beautiful your soul is, how beautiful your spirit is. They're just reflecting back to you this loving presence of divine source. So take it in, drink it in. Allow those tears to wash away any negative thoughts that you may have about yourself. I'm glad it touched your soul that way. It touched your heart that way. What a beautiful blessing. Thanks for sharing. Okay, what else?
Myrna had a rose quartz crystal tower, and then a sterling heart nearby, and left an eagle feather.
Okay, so the sterling heart is about following the truth of who you are. Sterling, it's when we say, oh, that's a sterling idea. It's sterling, it's clear, it's bright, it's untarnished. So move into that state of awareness that's untarnished by judgment on yourself, other people's opinions, other people's expectations. Clear that out. That's what this whole process is about, is clearing that out. And from that state of being clear, then this eagle feather activates. This is that divine connection. And as you walk with divine connection, then other people can experience that as well. Thank you for sharing. Anything else, Mr. Phill?
Robin,
Mm-hmm.
clear quartz, received a bird, and left seeds.
Okay, clear quartz. So this is about attaining clarity. So again, clearing out stuff that doesn't fit divine perception of you. Divine perception is not about what you haven't done right. It's about how much love there is and how much love is given to you in a clear, high octave clear. And so she was given a bird.
She received a bird,
She received a bird. So this is about letting your heart soar. Take flight. Let your hopes take flight. Let your dreams take flight. And giving bird seed, that means nourish that. Nourish those dreams. Feed them. Feed the truth of who you are with truth. Feed the dream with good actions. What you need, what that dream needs to fulfill itself is going to be positive anticipation, a positive action, those sorts of things. Hope that blesses you. Anything else?
Actually, quite a few more than you can do here now, but you want to do one more? Or?
Sure.
This is from Valerie.
Uh-huh.
It said, all white pillars,
Uh-huh.
this is a long one, growth of yellow floral vines growing up the pillar and out of a treasure chest.
Okay.
And then fire in the center of the pillars.
Wow.
Then she left 4 leaf clovers to grow.
Okay. So this vine is joy. So the pillars are here to give you love, and it's also to restore for you joy, letting that joy grow. And the fire within the pillar is intensifying the spark of destiny within you to get you fired up. You know, it's really hard to get fired up with certain circumstances, but this is firing you up. And then from the center, what was in the center? Do you remember? Oh, 4-leaf clovers.
Yes.
So this is planting, this is being the love and light that you are, and you're giving other people a chance to grow and have good fortune, good blessings in their life. So you are being a blessing in everything that you do. Every life that you touch, you're allowing it to grow in good fortune, in abundance. Thank you.
She's just being.
I know,
sweet.
she got up and turned
So she
around and
got
said hi to everybody. And
Doubles. Well, our dog is being exceptionally good today. I gave her normal little calm tabs. They're just herbal, just to kind of mellow out. It doesn't really do. It does a little bit. And then Jan mentioned that she had done it herself, and I went, "Oh, me too." So she got a double dose
She got
today.
a double dose today. Oh well, I need a double dose of caffeine sometimes, but
Sometimes.
all right. Energy circuit. So we're still connected. We still have that energy of the energy pillars that is feeding our soul even as yet. Bringing that energy into the heart space, left hand to right hand back to the heart. And then now you can feel the energy building as it jumps from one hand to the next. The energy builds in this space. And in this space is the opportunity to create intent. Very nice, Phill. So with our intent, we may want to utilize this energy. There may be someone in your circle of influence that is suffering or wounded or distressed, financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. You can give them, with your intent, you can send this energy to them. So just be mindful of them and send that energy. It will find them. They'll share in this energy with us. Fresh, bright energy in, hand to hand, back to heart, and letting that energy rebuild. This energy that's building, you can probably feel it now. This energy that's building, you get to keep. This is for you. This is love, light, and joy just for you. So bring it into your heart space so that you can live the truth of this and share it with your world. And may your life be a prayer. God bless. We'll see you again. There will be a workshop, I think, this Wednesday for tarot practice. So,
Oh, fun.
Zoom. So if
Zoom.
you want more information on that, I'll get that to you. Anyway, have a great week. Love to all.
Toodles.